How you doing there, Niner fans? Welcome into Rover Sports again. I really appreciate y'all checking out my channel. Try to do a good job for you guys and review your football team. And, you know, I looked at today's game. Today was just fervor kind of evidence. I mean, I really think that Kyle and John Lynch, Jed York, maybe even, they sat down, and what these guys did is they said that, you know, Seattle's going to be really tough, and we're going to trek out, Beathard. He knows the system better even after a bye week. And Seattle's had San Fran's number a long time. I don't know what the streak is. Feels like 6-8 games in a row. Pete Carroll and the Seahawks have beaten the Niners. Today, you know, Seattle's the much better football team, even without, you know, Chancellor and Richard Sherman out there. I mean, CJ hit on some slant passes, still going to do a film review, certainly had some good moments today in the football game. But it was literally like the torch was being passed. And I sat there with a friend, and I literally said to my friend, you never want to see injuries happen. You know, you never want to see CJ Beathard go down at all, especially CJ, wonderful kid. But it was almost like the San Fran coaches, when CJ went down, like it's almost like they were telling CJ to go down. And, you know, probably have concussion protocol and whatnot. Had to check on the injury. But Jimmy came in there, and it was almost like Saracen. I mean, if you guys ever watch Friday Night Lights, spoiler alert, I'm going to give a spoiler about an early episode that aired in 2006. Backup quarterback Matt Saracen, you know, just the Finn kid, local kid, freshman kid comes into the game, and he hits like this miracle pass to like win for Dillon after the stud quarterback, after one of the quarterbacks, another classman gets injured. He comes in there and throws this incredible pass, like slow motion, Hollywood, fireworks going off. When Jimmy G hit that pass, I mean, that's like, it's like the moral victory of all moral plays and victories. I mean, he slid to his left. He let that puppy go, and you could just see the arm strength. You could just see the footwork coming in there, the poise to get that last play off. Guess what? A lot of people, you know, I know it's one freaking play. I know it's one play. But that's got to excite people, and that's got to linger in Niner fans' mind. That's the lasting memory that we have. We're a, you know, for better or worse, we're a very, you know, we're a culture, we're a society that we always think in short-term memory, especially with the internet and things, where our memories get even shorter. We always are thinking about the most recent event. And that's gonna be a morale-boosting play. That's a play that Niner fans can look back on, and that was exciting. I mean, the pop to get that thing into the end zone. I mean, Jimmy G, CJ Beathard is a pretty good quarterback. If he was on the Jacksonville Jaguars, that team would be destined for much better heights. He's like a top 15 guy. He's like a Tyrod Taylor type of quarterback. But what I saw today from Jimmy G, what I've seen from Jimmy in New England, I think Jimmy G is sealing the potential. I'm really excited to see what Jimmy's going to do. And even if CJ didn't get hurt and he played out that last couple of games, the coaching staff knew in their heart of hearts, they are never going to admit this, but this is just what I really think. Just trying to picture what Kyle and John were thinking, all right? They're thinking it's Seattle week. It's going to be a very, very tough game against a rival that knows us extremely well, against a defense that's incredibly good at what they do, that can just roll players out and just dominate, and they know their scheme inside and out. It's even where freaking that guy on the Dolphins, Byron Maxwell, even was a superstar in Seattle. It's a system. Those players are tremendous, Sherman and Thomas, but I still felt that, you know, Seattle was still a 7-point favorite for a reason. But now Jimmy G, it's all going the script. And the thing that happened to CJ was unfortunate, but it was almost like destiny for Jimmy to come in. It even makes the transition even more seamless. It's not like, you know, San Fran wanted to go out and lose today. But the game happened exactly like expected. They knew they had Chicago next week. I think they go to Chicago. I mean, for goodness sakes, Jimmy Garoppolo is a Chicago kid. It's all coming to script, all coming to fruition. The midseason trade, the terrible season, horrible call on one of the corners in the end zone today. Russell Wilson, he made play after play. He was he's a magician. He's a spectacular quarterback. That game, Seattle and the Eagles, isn't even going to be easy for the Eagles to go to Seattle. I don't care that the corners and Chancellor are out. I don't care if Sherman, Chancellor are out. So next week, Jimmy goes in versus the Bears. He's going to get reps into the season. CJ will still have a chance to compete. He'll still play in the preseason. Very viable backup, and CJ will be dealt. He's too good of a backup to have on the roster. There won't be quarterback controversy, but you can get value from CJ Beathard, and you could trot out backups. I think CJ has a place in this league from what he's shown, and I think that Niner fans, if Jimmy goes out and performs, and we're going to review Jimmy, but for right now, it looks like Jimmy can be the guy. If Jimmy can go out and perform, I think Niner fans should really be very thankful for what CJ did for the organization. Carried the organization with class during a really tough time, got them through a really tough time. And if CJ ends up moving on to further pastures of starting for a football team, he should still be considered and really looked at by Niner Nation and thanked for his service for the franchise. I mean that sincerely. And for Jimmy now, it's very exciting. Kyle's got his guy. You need a quarterback in order to win and be special. You look at the franchises that win. It's Carson's, Wentz's, it's Russell Wilson's. It's special quarterback play. Even Ben, Tom Brady, Joe Flacco in the postseason can be special as hell. Those are the franchises that always make it deep. You got to have a quarterback that in the 60 minutes in the playoffs, a quarterback that steps up and rises to the occasion. That's why no one's taking the Vikings seriously, is because no one trusts Case Keenum to play outside of the state of Minnesota in a playoff game in January and have any chance. Just like no one even trusts Alex Smith to play at home at Arrowhead and have a chance. So if the Niners are going to be special, they got to hit on Jimmy G. I think that CJ is a pretty good quarterback. I think that he can really be pretty decent, pretty damn good, have some nice seasons. But Jimmy G's potential, I mean, with Jimmy G's work that he's done, he's paid his dues, and it is time for the Jimmy G era to start, and a very fitting way to the end of the game today for sure. And next week will be very exciting. I think that the Niners are definitely steps ahead of the Chicago Bears. You got your coach. You got a quarterback that I think is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. And you got a very good GM and coach duo. And Ryan Pace might be a decent general manager. Shaheen and Eddie were good picks this year. But you look at the coach and the coordinator of the Bears. San Fran's steps ahead. San Fran should walk into Soldier Field next week and should beat the Bears by double digits. And we'll see if that happens. But I just definitely needed to comment on that. It was like slow motion. Fireworks are going off. Most moral victory play in maybe football in a long time that I've seen was Jimmy G coming in. I was even narrating the play. Jimmy, is he going to get it off? Jimmy G, rolling left, fires, end zone, touchdown! I'll see you Niner fans. Film review coming up soon of CJ. Cheers to CJ. Thanks a lot. And I doubt he's going to play next week. But, hey, let's review this tape. Do, CJ, send him out on a good note. Kid's a gamer, very likable guy. And we'll see what Jimmy G can do coming back home to Chicago. Alrighty, see y'all. Have a good